He turned his passion into a career, and it's been thriving ever since.
Such a cool story. We're talking about Jeff Molski with Mid-Century Modern Rescue. He's been restoring history and art decor to like new and original conditions.
And he's joining us today with a few very cool pieces he's been working on. Great to see you again, Jeff.
Yeah, good to see you too.
And I know, so previously we've talked to you, we see a lot of mid-century modern stuff. This seems to be something a little different. What do you have here?
Yeah, I thought I'd bring in something a little bit different today. Obviously, like you mentioned, most of the pieces that I restore are from the 50s and 60s. Just over the last few months, so I've been finding a few what we call Art Deco pieces. These are typically from the 20s and 30s, so a little bit before mid-century, but I feel they really go together very well as far as decor and decorating.
Yeah.
And just kind of that cool vibe.
It is a cool vibe. And I noticed here that a lot of it is ashtrays. So talk about, the ashtrays were big.
Yeah. Smoking was a big thing back then.
Absolutely.
I knew it was back in the 50s and 60s, but turns out even before then, in the 20s and 30s, people were putting a lot of time and effort into their smoking devices, paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And this is a good example of it here.
And I think what's really cool too is the fact that there are lights inside of these things. So, all right, let's take a look here. Let's drop the lights out while you continue to talk about these pieces. They look so cool lit up, Jeff. And so what are like some of these different things? Is this marble or is this mica? What is this material?
Yeah, it's glass. Most of these are metal and glass. Both of these have different components to it. Separate ashtrays that you'll see here. They put your cigarette on there, dump the ashes inside the glass container.
Oh, wow.
These on both of them, and these are not wired up to work, but these are lighters, actually.
Oh, really?
So we'd push the little button on, push the button on top, and the element would heat up, and you would just press your cigar or cigarette up against there to get it lit. So it's basically a full-service smoking station.
And you know what makes me think about it? The lighters in the cars. Remember those?
Yeah, the push ones.
The push ones, and then you'd take it out, and then you'd...
They'd glow hot orange, and you'd touch it, and you'd burn your finger.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Not that any of us ever did such a thing. But I mean, so for those who are unfamiliar, Jeff, I mean, talk a little bit about Mid-Century Modern Rescue and the work you do.
Yeah, so, and again, we mentioned, most of the things I do are from the 50s and 60s. I've done a lot of furniture pieces, but I do lighting, clocks, decor, appliances. I've even done 3 cars over the last 4 or 5 years, which is kind of a fun thing. Even though I don't know a whole lot mechanically about automobiles, it's just fun to have those and restore them and put them in somebody's hands. But this was, like I said, this was something just a little bit different. Always trying to look for little different things. And since this is so close to mid-century period, I thought they'd go well together, and they do. They go very well with the mid-century decor.
And you have the coolest job because you get to go out and find this stuff. And you're in people's attics and garages and taking a look and seeing what could be, what the possibility is.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate where I have a pretty good sized network, and I have a lot of people that reach out to me, ask me to come by and help them clean out a house. And where they appreciate when I come is because I'm typically looking for big things, furniture and appliances. I'm not looking for salt and pepper shakers typically. I'm looking for the bigger stuff that's going to really help you get the house cleared out.
Yeah.
So that's why I really appreciate when people invite me into that house to come and look around and find these treasures.
Well, so if somebody is looking for their next treasure, Jeff, or if they want to get in touch with you because they have something large they want you to take off their hands, how can they find you and connect with you?
Yeah, the easiest way has always been through Instagram, believe it or not. I sell probably 95% of my items through my Instagram page, which is just under the name of my business. It's Mid-Century Modern Rescue. I'm closing in on about 13,000 followers on my page.
Right.
So I sell all over the country, from Maine to California.
Well, we see why. This is some cool stuff here.
It's cool stuff.
It really is. All right, Jeff, thanks so much for joining us. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.